Living east of Durango has some of the coolest, most different subdivisions you can imagine, from subdivisions that are right on the Florida River to subdivisions with some of the most insane views they can see all the way down to New Mexico. As in this video, we're going to show you everything about what it's like to live east of downtown Durango, live in areas that have, again, awesome views, have river frontage, show you what it's like from distance to downtown, distance to lakes, distance to fishing, types of trails they have, and we're getting after it right now. What's up, guys? This is John Burden over at Woosah Properties here in Durango, Colorado. If this is your first time to this channel and you want to know everything about what it's like to work, live, sleep, eat, play here in Durango, make sure to click that subscribe button, tap that notification bell so you're notified every time we release a new video. Guys, we're getting calls, texts, emails from people wanting to move here to Durango every single day, and we absolutely love it. If you're even thinking about moving to Durango, make sure to give us a call, text, email, days, nights, weekends. We've got your back when it comes to moving to Durango. All right, guys, let's get into this video. I'm going to start by sharing my screen and jumping over to the map. So what I want to do is, let me zoom out a little bit, jump down here and start with showing you Durango, downtown Durango. And if this is your first map video you're looking at, then I'm going to just kind of orient you to Durango a little bit. So first we've got Lake Nighthorse down here. That is an awesome lake. They've got a ton of stuff to do there. Let's see if I can type that in and pull that up for you. Here we go. So we've got some good photos I can flip through for you and show you some of that. This is a really cool, awesome play area that they put out in the summer for kids and adults to play on. We were messing around on it just the other day. And then they've got just super calm and gorgeous in the, well, whenever it's open. I was going to say in the mornings. And this is kind of considered west of Durango, slightly southwest, if you will. But I just want to show you this because it's an amazing feature of Durango. The fishing is awesome here. The boating is awesome, paddle boarding. I'll even see people scuba diving out here. I've free dove out here because we used to live in Maui, and so I love to free dive. And so they've got this little beach here as well. So just awesome lake that's not far from town at all. And so I'll zoom out here, show you there's Mercy Hospital here that's close to Three Springs. We'll get into that a little bit later. County Road 160 or Highway 160 going over to 172, and then there's the airport there, and that is going to be east of Durango, so we'll kind of get into that area a little bit more detail. Then as you go north here, up here is Purgatory Ski Resort. That's about 25 minutes north of town. Then as you go west here, this takes you to Hesperus. Hesperus ski area continues out towards Mancos. And so now we'll just jump into showing you east of Durango. So I'm going to start by taking you off of Florida Road. So there's kind of two main roads that take you east into the different subdivisions. There's Florida, goes off of East 32nd Street, a few other ways to get there. And then there's also off of 160 going south. Off of 160 going south, then hooking over east. That's also taking you out to other subdivisions. That's taking you to more kind of the rural parts of Durango. And so we'll start up here. As you go through, zoom in. Okay, so as we're going east, there's Jabo's Pizza. That's just taking you straight out here. There's Bread. That's a great little coffee shop. And then there's a gym there, and you keep going up and out of town on Florida. You're gonna, this is going to be climbing a little bit. So if you want to be biking this road, just keep in mind this is going to be climbing decent amount of elevation as it just keeps going and going up towards, up into the mountains. So let me show you. There we go. give you an idea of what that looks like. So this is pretty forested road here, gives you kind of a good feel what this is like. And now here's one of our first subdivisions over here. I'll keep just showing you this road a little bit. But there's little subdivisions that are kind of pocketed right off of Florida. There's 3 or 4 before we get to one of the bigger subdivisions, which is Edgemont Ranch, Edgemont Meadows, and those subdivisions. Here's one that we recently sold a property in, Ute Pass Ranch. This property is actually really cool because they've got, and you'll hear me say this a lot, but this is what's so cool about Durango is they have a private lake. I don't believe it has fishing, but they do allow swimming and paddleboarding and that kind of stuff. And so let's jump out here and show you where that's at. So we are, zoom in here, Ute Pass right here. See that heart-shaped pond? It's that pond. And so here's Ute Pass. This area does have a little trail system kind of going up into the mountains right here, as you can see right here. And this kind of goes off of some of the properties. This goes uphill pretty steep. It's all really forested, but there's some really cool just little trails right off of there. Definitely be aware, there are bears out here, there are mountain lions, there are a lot of deer, all that kind of stuff. So just be really aware of that. Just do your due diligence, look into having some bear spray, stuff like that. Make sure to take in your trash. Don't leave your trash out at night. And so this is one of your first little subdivisions. Keep going up this way. There's some little subdivisions off the side, but I'm gonna not quite get into those until we get into some of the bigger ones, which is right here, Edgemont. So Edgemont Highlands, as you see right here, and then you've got Edgemont Ranch off to the left side here, and Edgemont Meadows, which is right here. That's Hay Barn Road, Farm Pond. And now I'll just go over some of the really cool features of this subdivision. Let's jump down here. So you can see it's a lot more forested, right? It's not as open with the big expansive views. Some of these lots still have great views. Let's get up here and give you an idea of what these homes look like. So here is some of the homes, kind of give you an idea of that kind of mountain feel. Again, really forested area. What I love about this subdivision, all of these subdivisions, the Edgemont area, is they do have private access to the Florida River. So they've got awesome fishing down there, about a mile and a half stretch of Florida River fishing. There's also a trail that goes right along there. It's wide enough, big enough to run on, fairly flat, not a lot of divots in the ground and that kind of stuff where you're going to really trip. Really nice little trail there. Then they've got, 10 plus miles of trails that go throughout the subdivisions in total. And they're wood chip trails, really nice trails for walking, hiking. And I don't believe most of them you're not allowed to bike on. They don't want you tearing up the wood chip trails. The other awesome thing about this is you're only about 11 minutes, 10 minutes to downtown Durango. Then you're about 12, 13 minutes to Lake Nighthorse. You're 20-ish minutes to Viceta Reservoir, actually probably a little bit less. So again, we're right here. Zoom out and show you where those lakes are at. Because again, it's really important to show you, to me, is to show you guys the lifestyle that you're getting in some of these subdivisions, how close you are. So here's Lemon Reservoir. Here's Edgemont Ranch, Edgemont area. And then here's Viceta. Go down here and come back up here. And Viceta is gorgeous. They even have a ski area. It's really awesome. We go there every year and ski. Show you some of these photos. Viceta. And then got Lemon Reservoir over here. They've got some camping as well. I'll show you some of those photos of Lemon Reservoir. Got a river that runs right into it, feeds into it. So that's something that's really cool about living east, is you're closer to Lemon and Viceta. And so that's the main subdivision I really want to give you a feel for, that's closest to town off of 160, but let's show you some more. So got a few notes here. Another one that I love is Los Ranchitos. Type that in so it'll pull me right to it. Here we go, Los Ranchitos. So what's really cool about this place, 74 lots, 3 to 7 acres. Again, this is off of 240. And I'm going to kind of show you where we're at in relation to where we were just at. So Edgemont's right here. Keep going up the road, up the road, up the road, and then you're right here. And it kind of backs into this mountainside, if you will. It's about 12 miles from Durango. The roads are maintained by the HOA. Some lots have room for horses, some don't, so you want to look into that. There's central water, septic, and propane. So you would need septic, keep that in mind, propane, but there is central water. So being out this far, that is a big plus. These are things that you really want to pay attention to when you're looking in areas that are further from town. Am I going to need a haul water? That's something that's very important to look into. Some of these areas you will need to haul water into. This subdivision is just really cool. And so I'll give you an idea of what kind of this road looks like near that subdivision. And again, that's in the winter, so you don't kind of get the feel of the summer that looks like. Now going back, we've got Florida River Estates. Now I'm going to show you where that's at. That's actually almost bordering on Edgemont Ranch area. So it's just right here. What's so cool about Florida River Estates, it's right here, right past the fire station. What's so cool about this area is they've got 2 private ponds right here. And I think it's just incredible. You've also got the Florida River running right through the back of some of these properties. And that's just hard to beat. It's just stunning. Drove through there the other day and I just love it. They've got fishing, you're allowed to paddleboard, you're allowed to swim in these ponds. They're relatively small, but quite a bit bigger than a pool, right? So as far as swimming goes, you're gonna have a blast. As we zoom out, we're gonna go down this way and look near Mercy Hospital. So now near Mercy, we've got 3 Springs. Now 3 Springs is pretty decent sized subdivision, and you get a lot of amenities here. Now they are right next to Mercy Hospital. So if you're in the medical field, you're planning on working there, that's a great location to live. What's so cool about this, in my personal opinion, is you've got Spurline Trail. Now I'm gonna type that in here into MTB project to show you guys that. Let's see, 3 Springs. It's not coming up. Okay, let's find it on the map here. Here we go. Okay, Spurline Trail, 4.5 miles. And this is great for kids. That's what's so cool about this area is it kind of caters to kids as far as the type of mountain biking trail it is. It's an easy trail. My buddy takes his kids out there that are in the age range of like 5, 6 years old range, and she does great on them. So I'll flip through a few photos here. You can kind of, I guess there's only a couple photos. You kind of get an idea of the graph here, only 260 feet up and down. You're at about 6,800 feet and 2 to 8% grade. So nothing above 8% grade there. That's something that's really cool about that area. You've got, and then it also connects to a bunch of other trails. So it doesn't do a good job of showing it on the map too well. Let's see, zoom in. Yeah, it doesn't really show a great connector, but I know that there's a connector trail over to Water Tank Road. Then you've got Grandview Ridge, you've got Sidewinder, and it connects into all these trails right here. So if you're looking for stuff that's more challenging, I mean, it connects into a Black, Skull Rock, it connects into Sail Barn, Big Canyon, South Rim Trail, all of these blue trails that are pretty highly rated. I've done them quite a bit. There is a way to get into town. I mean, it's gonna be a long day of biking, but you can get into town, do some of the stuff in there, like Raider Ridge. There's some awesome biking connector stuff from that subdivision. So I really want to touch on that. This subdivision is let's get in here and show you some of the homes. So when this was, they just keep building more and more homes, but when this Google grabbed these views, there wasn't a whole lot in here. But now there's a lot more in here. And so you do have some views kind of these ridges around you. These homes are a little bit more like tract homes, but they're really well done. They are quite a bit closer together. So that's something to keep in mind in here. You are right next to the hospital again, as far as proximity. You are about 15 minutes to the airport, maybe less. Zoom out here, show you where we're at. Okay, so we are, zoom in. So we are right here where Mercy Hospital is, just right south of Walmart, 160. The airport is right over here off of 172. Then I'm gonna hop over and tell you guys about just kind of this general area right here. So this is, I call this kind of the County Road 300s area. So there's 301, and then as you keep going this way, you'll get into over to like 311. This area is really cool. You got Pastoris Reservoir. What I love about this is if you want a little bit more acreage, you want that 4-acre lot, 10-acre lot, 20-acre lot, you're going to be able to find that stuff in here. And the prices are quite a bit better than if you're going north of Durango, like closer to Purgatory, closer to Dalton Ranch. Prices are going to be a lot lower in here. It is a lot drier. Keep that in mind. So you're going to be, as you get closer to Highway 550, you're going to have more water rights. It's going to be easier to have those water rights. As you get closer to the airport, it's going to get more difficult to have water rights. You definitely want to check with the county. But I personally really love this area because you're still close to town. You've got these really nice dirt county roads I personally love to run. And so running on those dirt county roads that are just kind of nice rolling hills are a lot of fun to me. And you still get some awesome views. So there's kind of these distant mountain views all around you. And so that's an area that I really love. And so as you get a little further south, it's more similar. And as we keep going east, again, it does get a little bit drier and you get closer to Bayfield. Bayfield, of course, has some amenities. They don't have nearly as many restaurants and amenities as Durango does. So if you're living closer to Bayfield, you still might find yourself wanting to drive into Durango, about a 30-minute drive or so, for restaurants, those kind of things. And so just want to kind of touch on that because as you're looking on Realtor, Zillow.com, whatever, you're going to see home prices are quite a bit less as you get out near Bayfield. But also be really aware and cautious that if you're looking at homes that are closer to the lakes, closer way up here near Vallecito, this is going to be considered Bayfield. But realize that the elevation is quite a bit higher here. In the winter, you're going to get dumped on with snow. So the home prices might be intriguing, but if you're not ready to get a ton of snow, then just really be aware of that if you're looking at homes that are pretty close to Vallecito. A good way to do it is put into Google the address, check what the elevation is, and that way you'll know how much snow you might get. For context and reference, downtown Durango is about 6512 elevation. As you get up north here, Hermosa, you're like 6,700. And then Vallecito is going to be quite a bit higher, closer to 75 to 8,000. I don't remember the exact elevation. That's why, again, it's a great place to ski. So just keep those items in mind. I want to kind of give you a few heads up. Again, as you get out east off of 240, and you get up in the mountains a little bit more, even towards like Los Ranchitos, even Florida River States, even Edgemont, they get quite a bit, reasonable amount more snow than the west or the north area of Durango. Guys, we're getting calls, texts, emails from people wanting to move here to Durango every single day, and we absolutely love it. If you're even thinking about moving to Durango, make sure to give us a call, text, email, days, nights, weekends. We've got your back when it comes to moving to Durango.